Hi, Brian McAvoy here with Inside Out Trading, and today I've got a very important video for you. Now, the other day I sent you one. It's called "What the Charts Reveal Equals Your Edge," and I sent you that for a very specific reason. I know if you are watching my videos, it's probably because you have some sort of frustration with your trading, some level of frustration, and you're looking to resolve that, and that's a good thing. Now, what I've found in both my own experience and with all the hundreds of people that I've helped is that after a while of wrestling with the frustrations, because trading can be very frustrating, it really can. I mean, it seems simple enough, and getting it to work it can be extremely frustrating. And I know a lot of people that have been wrestling with it literally for years, and they're still not where they want to be. And after you've been beaten with that frustration for so long, a lot of times your confidence is going to have so many holes punched in it that you really begin to doubt whether or not an individual trader can make it, whether you really can make it what you want it to be. And I sent you that because I found that video really does, it helps you realize that no, it's not just the big players, it's not just the professional traders with tons of resources and a staff that can make it. I sent you that so that you can realize that yes, you can make it. There is a way for you to have an advantage in the markets trading that you can capitalize on and use to your advantage. So that was one really to just open your mind up to the possibility and help subdue some of the doubt that's probably built up over time. Now today what I'm going to tell you, what we're going to talk about, today's topic again is about dealing with frustration and eliminating it. But this is like the one matter that until you address this one thing, your frustrations really will never go away. They might go away for a little while, but they won't go away for good. And I mean, let's face it, you're pursuing trading because you're looking for freedom. You want some financial freedom, you want time freedom, you want control over your life. And until you address this one thing, you won't have that freedom. And here's what I'm talking about. It's not discipline, it's not that magic word discipline, no, it's not that. It's not a lack of willingness to put forth effort or resources. It really isn't even a matter of psychology per se. It really isn't, because this one thing it covers all that. When you address this one thing, almost all the other issues go away. They really do. I know I'm not talking about a business plan. I know you hear that out of me a lot. How business plan, treating it like a business is an important matter, and it is. This is even more direct than that. This is the one thing that you cannot afford to live without as an individual self-directed trader. And the frustrations that I hear from people, either they're wrestling with hesitation or over trading, or playing with their stops, or they're getting out too early. There's a lot of things that all are pointing to the same problem. And here's what it is: if you're fighting frustration with consistent trading and knowing what to do, and dealing with the markets on a consistent basis and a confident basis, it all centers around your level of mastery regarding trading systems. Now, let me clarify something when you don't jump to conclusions, because there are tons of people out there selling trading systems. You got home study courses, go for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You got boot camps that go $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, and you got signal services. You got all sorts of people that are presenting to you, quote unquote, that goose that will lay the golden eggs for you for the rest of your life. Here's the problem with that: that's not the goose. The goose really is when you can stand on your own 2 feet. You're not dependent on somebody else's system, their expertise, their signals, their mastery, or their software, or any of that stuff. When you have true freedom, it's when you can stand on your own 2 feet and you know what to do regardless of what's going on in the markets, what's going on in the economy. You know what you can do and what you need to do. You've got the know-how and the skills to stand on your own 2 feet and not be dependent on anybody else. That's when you have real freedom, and that's when trading really gets good. It's when you know that you don't have to depend on anybody. You are the captain of your own fate. That's when you've really got your freedom. And until then, as long as you're dependent on somebody else's system, even if you buy a system, and even if it works today, the markets are always changing. That same system might not work next month or next year. You got the economic climate, you got the government changing rules, and NFA, and everybody. There are always things that can change, and systems will have different effectiveness, during different time periods. I don't care what anybody says. There are times, even with a great system, even the great Nicholas Darvish, who had his wonderful system, box theory system, he had to modify that when the economic climate changed. It worked great during a bull market. It did. Bear market came, he had to change what he did. So you need to be also, you need to have a system that works, know that it works, and you also need to be able to adapt when conditions change and call for it. And really, true trading system mastery is when you can take a method, pretty much any method that you want, you can build a system around it, know that it works, and take it into the markets with that confidence, because now it's your system, you own it, you understand it, and you know with a very high level of confidence that it works. You're not dependent on somebody else saying that it does, somebody else having proved it or created it or anything like that. And you also have that ability to change when you need to. Because, when fourth quarter 08 came around and the credit crisis hit and all the bad news on Wall Street sent everything, turned everything upside down, I had a whole bunch of people that had calling me saying, Brian, I've been doing fine for like 2, 3, 4 years, and my system doesn't work anymore. What the heck do I do? My account's down 50% and I don't know what to do. And that is the problem. When the climate changes, when circumstances change, and rules change, all that kind of stuff, when the change comes along and you can't adapt to the changes, you're screwed. And so that's when you find out that you really didn't have that freedom that you wanted. Okay, enough with the bad news. Now here's for the good news. What I'm talking about here is helping you to have that trading system mastery that you need to be truly independent and free of anybody and everything else when it comes to being an independent trader. Here's what I'm talking about. For a very limited time, I'm only going to be working with 10 people. This is all that I can handle because it involves my personal time. But what I'm talking about is working with you one-on-one for a period of up to 4 weeks. And we'll be getting on the phone or Skype, whatever we need to, and we're going to take your system. Or if you're not happy with your system, you want to look at something else. I'll help you find the right system that fits your attitudes and your beliefs and your philosophies and suits you. And we're going to take that method and we're going to build a system around it, and we'll prove it out. We'll test it out in the marketplace so that you go through the process so you have both a working system now, but you learn that process so that you have the process and the tools and the know-how to take any method that you want and build a good system around it, a solid system, so that when you go to the markets, you don't have these fears and frustrations and hesitation anymore. The reason that you have the quote-unquote psychology issues is because you don't have that rock-solid confidence in your trading system. I guarantee it, if you're having hesitation or you're over-trading or that kind of stuff, it's because your system is lacking something and you haven't nailed down what it is. That's where this process that I'm going to teach you, and you're going to know it. This is where when we're done, you're going to be able to be fearless moving forward as a trader. You won't be worried anymore about what goes on with the economy, what's going on with the markets, because you'll know what to do and exactly how to do it in a manner where you know your confidence is there and you're solid. And when you have that confidence in your system, you won't hesitate because you know that the doubt isn't there. You won't be second guessing your system, playing with your stops and that kind of stuff. The reason those things happen is because there's doubt, there's reservations. I'm going to help you take away all that because you will truly master your trading system and the whole trading system process. Okay, so instead of being like a $2,000 to $3,000 home study course or a boot camp where it's just outrageous, $3,500, $7,000, forget that. What we're talking about here is just $500. I'll work with you one-on-one for up to 4 weeks, and again, you will have this skill set, this one thing to have your true independence, where you are not dependent on anybody else anymore. Period. You can stand on your own 2 feet and never worry about what's going on with the markets or the economic climate or the governmental rules or anything, because you'll know what to do. You'll have everything you need to stand on your own 2 feet and never be afraid or nervous again. So all you got to do, get signed up now. This is going to sell out fast. The last couple coachings that I've offered have sold out in a matter of hours. This one probably will too. Just get signed up now. We're talking about $497. That's cheap. I want some feedback. So go ahead and get signed up right now. If you got any questions, hesitations, reservations, whatever, let me know so that it does, that's not holding you back. And let's get on with this and get your true independence in your hands so that your frustrations just plain go away. Again, you got any questions? Let me know. It's Brian McAvoy with Inside Out Trading. Cheers.